Hi dear friends, and today we're with Rita, who is a chocolatier, and actually we was very impressed about our both experiences, and yeah, tell me how we met actually. It was
Well, it was a funny story because well, Sergey has a very popular shop for the tea in the city Amsterdam, so everyone quite knows about that, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yes, now it's very popular. So if you want to buy tea, you go to this shop. And someone told me that, oh, Rita, you have to know that guy. He's crazy in a way. He's crazy about tea. He looks very special and he acts quite special. So you really need to meet him because he's exactly crazy about his tea like you crazy about your chocolate.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay. And I was looking on all the schedules and where are the workshops are running, but there were no Sergey. There were just other guys running the workshops. And then I just saw, okay, and one day Sergey came to just give a workshop personally. So I thought, oh, that's a day, so I have to visit. And then I went there and just to see who he is, like what is the personality. For me, it was interesting to know the man, how he acts, how he thinks, what kind of tea he drinks and everything what he tells about. And so we spent, I think, about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy
and
session.
I just like thought, like, because I've never visited that kind of deep tasting, you know. And I thought, I love tea, but I thought like, so many samples and like this and this and that, and at the end we went home at 10 o'clock in the evening, and it was like I was not sleeping for one night.
Which time? One night, yeah. So you don't have a sleep after?
I think we had like 30 cup of teas, and then. But it was very impressive, and I was very impressed about your energy and about how.
Thank you.
How you act and how you speak. That your honest personality, and you're really driven by that.
Later, I was impressed by your questions because actually, how I know that you are a professional chocolatier, because we have our very regular milk chocolate, like a small, I don't know how it's called, like small piece of chocolate.
Samples.
Small samples, just to break people during the long tea sessions. We just share it for our guests. And she just tried, the chocolate. Rita said, what's the shit?
This?
I don't want it. I said, okay, looks like she really knows something.
You tell me like, that's a Belgium chocolate. And I told you, okay, can I offer you some Pickwick?
Yes or no?
Can I offer you some Pickwick? Because that's the same quality. So you really deserve a great chocolate. And that was actually the point.
And after
right?
I understood, so we have someone who really know about chocolate, and we start talk about, and later I tried Rita's, actually, how it's properly, bonbons you call it. Or
they are, like, I call them caramboles.
Caramboles.
Because now people, you have to turn them in a little bit different direction. My company calls caramboles, so I make caramboles because it's nicer to call them that way than bonbons, I think. But they're also quite recognizable in the way that they are colored, and then they made from craft chocolate only, from different craft chocolates. So in one bonbon, sometimes you have up to 4 different couvertures, 4 different chocolate types, and crazy flavors and so on. So I really want to put them in a separate direction and to call them not bonbons, but like caramboles.
Yeah,
but this is what I do, exactly.
But actually what I'm not a professional chocolate, but as soon as I try it only once, I was like, wow, it's completely different experience. I think maybe we felt the same with the tea, so this is how we connected, because I see, really right what you said, the same crazy as me about tea, crazy about chocolate. So the origin of cacao and all the
procedure, the harvest, the year, how you make it, how you age it.
It's the same actually, yes. So it's also, it can be aged, it can be with any kind of additional
ingredients and inclusions, or it could be single, like it could be single origin, which is also very interesting. I don't know how it's in tea, but like for example,
it also exists, even like tea from one tree, like dan ru cha in Chinese. It's like tea from only one tree from this place. And
but do you have like the same tree or the same, I see, tree and different procedures of...
of course. So you can do, I literally understood that it's really similar in a way. And also, as soon as we tried, I tried your chocolate, tried your caramboles, and they said, this is something. And you can imagine, let's pair it somehow. Let's do something out of it, because it's a gourmet product, and also chocolate is a gourmet product. Maybe try to pair it somehow, because actually I appear already in the market kind of tea pairing with some food, with cheese. So some people do it even with wine or whatever, any kind of products. And but I somehow decided, it's often people maybe with our tea not so regular tea lovers, not all the time drink some tea and sweets together. But as soon as you eat chocolate, you definitely need something to drink a little bit, okay, water or tea or whatever. And if you drink like regular tea, you just devalue the quality of chocolate in a way.
Absolutely.
And the same if you drink our tea with some random chocolate from
There
whatever.
no, yeah,
you also you also don't feel the quality. You just kill kind of quality of tea. This is why actually we don't recommend. Okay, don't eat something with the tea, because you just break your experience. You don't get the best out of the tea.
Yeah.
And this is why if we pair tea with something, it also need to be on a really high level product. And when I found out your skills and your product, I said, wow. And we decided to create a product.
Yeah.
So
what we also thought is interesting actually is not like, I'm not a chocolate maker, because there are two different professions, chocolate maker and chocolatier. So the chocolate maker, his final product, well, his initial product is the bean, right? And his final product is the bar.
Bar, yeah.
That's it. So for me, as a chocolatier, I make something from the chocolate bar, from the chocolate, right? I don't make chocolate myself. So this is my starting point, and the bonbons in this case, this is the finish. It was an interesting point because we thought, okay, on the one hand we have tea, which is exclusive, which is very interesting, and like you have so many different teas and so rare teas. And then we have chocolate, which is the same way, it's a pure product, right? The same like a tea. It's just a bean, like in a good chocolate, you have bean and you have sugar, that's it. So there is nothing else coming, no lecithin, no oil, no vanilla, no nothing. It's just a bean.
no milk.
No milk as well. Well, milk is a different art of chocolate, but you can see chocolate as a product. It's about the bean. If you respect chocolate, it's all about the bean. So the same, I suggest, is with the tea. And then we thought, okay, it's quite a very interesting combination, like a pure combination, tea and chocolate, but we can go a step higher in terms of, we can also go to bonbon, which can combine in itself different flavors, different textures. It could be tea inside, it could be like mushrooms, I don't know, whatsoever you want, because you have way more material, you have way more instruments and tools to express your ideas through bonbon than through the chocolate. I mean, we did many steps. We did tea and chocolate, tea and bonbon. And this is all in this beautiful pairing. And that's why I like it as well.
Yeah, we actually already made, you made actually quite significant job, because I selected first some teas, which I think it's special teas, even all assortment is special, but I choose something which is quite unique. And Rita, for a pretty long time, maybe more than a month, you tried all these teas with many chocolates. What is?
I have like 300 chocolate bars from very different countries, very rare product as well. So I had a chance to combine. Otherwise, I don't know how people do it.
It's the thing is, like, for example, this one is like from Singapore. I do believe this one. Yeah. So this is a chocolate which made with Lubao Hei Cha. So those who know the tea, you know the Lubao. It's an aged tea from Guangxi province, and this is literally chocolate already with a tea.
Yeah.
Also
so we know this one.
We know it's matcha chocolate, but I never see Hojicha chocolate. This is Japanese one.
Yes. Well, it is with Hojicha, the best Hojicha you can get from Japan, and the maker who makes it is Dutch. He's the best maker, he's the best, literally. Better you cannot find. One of the best in the world. He was a chef in the Michelin star restaurant. It's a nice story. And then he decided to make chocolate because he said, like, people, we serve here in the restaurant like so many wines, so many cheeses. We explain about everything, but we don't explain about chocolate anything. It's the same, like coffee, wine, and cheese. It deserves a lot. And he quit his pastry position and he went to the chocolate making.
I think many people who also go to tea, it was the same. Because, for example, imagine you are like you're a barman or you are working in a restaurant, and you have good wine, you have good food, you have everything, and you have tea bags.
Exactly.
It's all the time for me like, what? Can you? Tea deserves more, actually. And as soon as you are Michelin, I was impressed when I was in Barcelona and was a Japanese restaurant.
Like really fine-tuned.
Two Michelin stars, and they like, wow, we are like super. And they had Japanese tea quite okay, but they use big metal pots, which is not for tea, which is many people use it, but from tea, it's literally before it was for water, like this bowl is for water, and they brew it completely improper. So just put it in a metal pot very hot water, and it's completely break the taste. Well, you are a Japanese Michelin star restaurant, you don't know how to brew tea.
You told them?
Yeah, I told them. And they go, wow, we don't know. I open YouTube and say, how to brew Japanese green tea? Yeah, okay, please. I say, yes, now we know.
Reduction.
Imagine, so this is a restaurant who is specialized in Japanese food, and they, okay, so at least they have tea, which is good, but they don't know how to brew it, even this level restaurants. So this is what we can say, really, it's a problem not only about chocolate, but now many products are devaluated. People just don't know their real quality.
It's a problem of education, because people do not expect that, and people, well, there is no time and there is no knowledge to explain that, and people do not expect that, and people do not value it. So what we try to do, and I suggest you try to do in the craft industry, is that we higher the level of expectation of people and the level of education about tea and about chocolate. And actually, when we are giving, like when Sergey is giving workshops, right, or like tastings, and when I do it, my mission is not to feed people with chocolate. My mission is to tell people what is chocolate, to let them understand why, what are the differences, why does this taste like that and this like that, what are the qualities. And at the end of the workshop, when they go out, they say like, yeah, now I know what's good chocolate, now I know how it functions. And so that's the main point. And
we need time for it. You need to kind of train and to see and try, actually, because you can read many newspapers, many whatever advertisement, see this video, but if you don't try, you never. So actually what we developed, you will have opportunity. We try our very first product, and it will be a special tea and chocolate pairing box. Please tell more what we developed, actually.
So what we have done, as Sergey told already, we tasted many combinations, tea and chocolate, and we have chosen, well, for this season, we will try it for a couple of seasons maybe, but for this season we have chosen 5 different teas of different origins, of different countries, of different types. So it will be like a range of teas which are interesting to drink. And the same way we pair chocolates with them, which are coming also from the different countries, from the different origins, made with the different ingredients. And all of those combinations are having a story, a little story. So each set has a little story, each combination. And it also has this flavor game. I don't know, how did you explain it quite nicely?
I think, how to say, like organoleptic experience, I can call it. But I also forgot, because we, when you bring all these already selected chocolates, we just spent maybe 3 hours or something just trying, because
which was even not enough.
I was super impressed. Maybe actually, what you can please try? What do you think we can pair with this one? Because I like to continue this.
Can I have it a little bit hotter?
Yeah.
So the interesting point is, of course, what was for me was the temperature.
Yeah.
Because tea lets you feel so many things in chocolate which you normally don't feel by the mouth temperature.
Yeah, because it's a little bit kind of you have melting the chocolate a little bit.
It is melting, but the temperature is hotter, so the experience from eating chocolate is totally different. With tea is totally different from eating it without tea. It's just different.
Wow.
Because the flavor, like profiles of chocolate, are starting to jump like crazy.
Wow.
And you have the whole performance double, like you don't expect that.
Yeah, the same actually with tea. When we really try some very special type of chocolate, and I drink the tea, which I really know the taste, I immediately find out a flavor which I never seen before, because in the combination, the main difficulty here is to really know and feel the taste, because I think you as a professional, you really find out the best solutions, because I never expected this kind of mushroomy tastes.
That's so nice.
And it's all like, so you not kill the flavor of tea, but just enrich it with something, and you feel the benefits of both.
Well, the interesting part for me was that tea is actually, like most of all, is about fragrance. It's flavor, of course, but the fragrance is the most valuable and most like nice, interesting, and important thing, was for me at least. And then I thought how to keep it, how to keep it while eating chocolate, because chocolate is definitely the main actor. It's like the tea is disappearing, chocolate is staying, like a big car, you know, like a wagon.
It's
like
more intense anyway.
Yes. So the craft or the art, the interesting game was, how do I keep it in balance? How do I keep it not like how do they work not simultaneously, but how do they work from one to another. So we start with fragrance, then we go to the temperature, then we go to the texture, and then we go to the aftertaste of chocolate, for example. So that
or both actually, because it's very different. Also, what I find out that also depending of how much of tea do you drink, or a little bit became colder a little, or you a little bit more of chocolate. How strong you brew. So we also will provide a recommendation how to brew properly. So in this case, you do know how to really feel that experience in a right way. So
this is exactly the cracked chocolate which I've said before, the Michelin star guide. So
but this different one is not Hojicha.
No, it's not. We can also try Hojicha. Would you like to?
No,
that's
I tried
Tanzanian.
Wow.
That's a Tanzanian.
So this is just a clean. I like it's not. Don't have this.
No. But everyone who makes chocolate in a craft way, of course, he pays a lot of attention to the mold, because the mold is your face, it's your identity.
It's your day,
So everyone makes it the way he wants. Like sometimes you feel flowers, sometimes you have peels even, like, you break one peel just because everyday peel and you break one point. Here you go just crack chocolate. So for me, it's an expression that's me. I am a great maker. I don't need anything else. So this chocolate comes from Tanzania, and you can already see that the great chocolate is not coming from Africa. I mean, it can come from Africa, but it could be Tanzania. And then you go deeper and you say, okay, Tanzania, where exactly is that? You have, for example, Cacao Camellia, which is a cooperative of farmers, which are getting all the cacao beans in order to make the chocolate and to deliver it to Europe, for example. So you can also see here, which is nice, in 2021, right, the year.
The same as we do with tea, actually. We know the harvest, we know a place,
My father would probably tell it's expired, right? Because we are used that on the chocolate you have the date of the expiration date. But here it's like a wine or it's like a tea, it's aged, or the harvest is of this year. But sometimes chocolate can also be aged, because I can bring next time, actually. I have this aged chocolate, I have it aged in a bottle.
So we already have a special session, because we can bring aged tea and pair it with aged chocolate. And
I think actually what would be interesting is to bring, I have a collection of chocolate bars, to bring chocolate bars and to let people, for example, just with one example or with one tea, let them try different things together and see how they work and how difficult is actually to find the right match. Because you can give the tea and you can give like 5 different chocolate bars, and people will see that the only one is exploding and the rest is just not working.
Well, this is actually working. Try it.
Does it? I love this chocolate. This was one of my favorite chocolates.
It's very balanced. And I think that
it's fruity.
And also because the tea is oolong tea, so this is Guangdong oolong, and it's interesting. It's interesting if they enrich each other and not came over, not disturb each other. This is also good.
I like, because with this chocolate,
the aroma of the tea is very fits the taste of chocolate. How I really found out, because when I eat the bar and then I smell a little bit the aroma, inhale. And I first think that it smell of chocolate, but actually I understand it's from tea. So it's really means
that. But the tea has a very strong aroma. And it has this.
It's quite intense. This one is quite intense.
With this chocolate, it was quite difficult because it's very fruity. There are no fruits inside, but it has this cassis or strawberry or raspberry, very strong aftertaste. And when you eat it, we try it with the tea, this fruitiness explodes too much. So with this tea, I think this tea is balancing, is giving it a little bit down, and in a very nice way. So these peaks are getting there, and the tea is getting the body. So this is what I like about that.
You are really more, I all the time say that I'm not a professional tea sommelier in a way, because I'm more focused on how to say, the cost performance quality, and I compare tea with tea often, but the tea pairing for me it was all the time different. But as soon as I hear you, I immediately find out the same. But I need to learn how to call it properly, because you need to also know chocolate and know what you need to search. As soon as you know what you need to search, you will find out.
What we actually also going to explain in the tasting, and I think it's interesting, is of course, what is chocolate and how to taste chocolate. So how professionally taste chocolate, because people are, and I remember me myself, first time tasting chocolate with professionals, I was like, they asking, what do you feel? I said like, oh, I'm sorry, I feel chocolate. I don't feel anything else. And so then, because there are a lot of tools how to get the system in your head, how to express it in the words and how to feel it in your mouth, that you can really connect it. So because not just eating, but you know, okay, oh, this is the beginning, because the good taste is a journey, right? Always, it's never.
It's not just you have at least you have a taste, fragrance, and aftertaste, or at least. But also, the aroma, all the something in between, like these feelings. Even with tea, we have even kind of physical, tactical feeling. I keep the cup; it's hot, and it's give me some kind of atmosphere. Really? Yeah, it's in a way. This is why we talk about tea aesthetics. So this is why we have all the kind of ritual. It's also helped to open up the taste of tea, because we do infusions pretty fast, but also in smaller vessel, we need all the vessels for a reason, not for just random for attraction, but also there is a kind of functional plus aesthetical value, which I do believe also work, which is why people like, we have some incense, we have some atmosphere of a tea house. Even here we are now in my warehouse, but still I try to create kind of atmosphere even in such place. So, and I think it's also important, and as soon as you enrich your own feelings, you start feeling more precisely, more clear, all these tiny details in taste and fragrances, and also your feeling, and you can even reach it more, like with chocolate, with some also high level product, you can find out more, just to make a world more broad. So this is
I think it's similar with the chocolate also, because generally chocolate is a luxury product. It's like the way it is made, how much labor is in it, the way it is delivered, the way, like how many, how long does it take to grow the cacao pod? No. 6 months. 6 months? It's like a baby. Well, that one is just dried, but when it's big, it's like that. So
originally it was like this size.
Originally it would be like this size. It's like you have a peach and then you have
dried one.
Dried one. So that's the same way. It's a dry one. I got it from Costa Rica, so it's
actually I like
and they smell also nice, right? Yeah.
It's really cacao bean small.
But only 6 months in order to receive this harvest, and then you go to fermenting, and then you go to drying, and then you have to deliver, and then you have to roast, and then you have to make chocolate, and then you have to age this chocolate.
There are many techniques how to roast and how to dry. Of course, they all a little bit. It's all more structured.
There are how to roast. That's a K process. Fermentation, K process, and the same with the tea, I suggest. Fermentation is the most important.
Is the most difficult and also complicated depending of the type. Yeah. But also actually significantly important the rolling, and also how long you roll and how strong you press during rolling, and also roasting, but it's also different types of roasting.
Do you have, for example, because in chocolate, in craft chocolate, we have that kind of like crazy makers, they doing following. They have the same bean, but for example, this one is roasted on 110 degrees, this one is roasted, or if you have, for example, fermentation process, you have the beans, you have a big bucket of the beans. Yeah. So it matters how many times you turn them, because there is an oxygen in it, and they have to, the temperature. So for example, chocolate, 5 times turned, or like 1 time turned.
We have it like fermented 8 hours or fermented 18 hours. Yes, we have it, but not so many producers write it, because for commercial reasons, people just say, this is like tea, like the home power tea.
But does it make difference, like in the flavor?
It makes difference, but also it's any tiny detail make difference, even like, weather. So they harvest it early morning or later, but it's more hot sun, or if you harvest during the rain, it really affects the quality. To preferably not harvest during the rain. So many aspects, not only even...
It's the same in chocolate. In a good chocolate, it's absolutely... The people are crazy about to know, what has changed in this production chain that makes the flavor so different.
And the environment, all the tree growth, for example, the age of the trees also, for example, for tea, it's from Gushu Cha, like ancient tea trees. It's also very important, this age of the tree, even, because the root system are bigger. It means it takes more minerals, more nutrition from the soil.
And you see it in the
soil. And also if it's agriculture plantation, it's fertilized, it's also more aggressively used, so it means it's much less nutrition. It means we have much less taste.
absolutely.
I think it's completely the same with any agriculture product. So
absolutely.
yeah,
So we go for fine flavor chocolate, but then is the question, what is fine flavor?
Yeah.
And how do you get fine flavor?
Yeah.
Because it's a quality of the bean, of course, and it's a genetic, of course, but then what do you do with the land, right? Who is working on the land? What is the shadow? How it like, any point of this production chain is important. So the same, if you want to get really great quality chocolate, you have to really complete all these things together, and then people really need to care about the land, and they need to. So it's no fertilizers like of the pesticide and that kind of stuff. The idea was to show you actually the whole bar, but now we already ate the half.
We already because recorded it for a second time, and now we record it again because I lost the file.
And because it was tasty, so we thought, okay, we just.
So we do it for a second time.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's try Hojicha one.
Yes.
Yeah?
So this chocolate you can do. First of all, admire the color a little bit, because the color, this is technically a white chocolate, but white chocolate is never, I mean, it can be white, but it can be black, it can be yellow, it can be red, it can be green. Depends what you are putting in it, right?
I never see red chocolate.
This one was like, what was the red chocolate?
No.
You can make it with fruits. I mean, what is the white chocolate technically? It is cacao butter, which is white. It is milk powder, which is white, and it is sugar, which is white. That's why it is white.
Wow. Perfect.
But you can replace, for example, milk with anything like dried strawberry, freeze-dried mushrooms, freeze-dried, I don't know, like spinach. You can do it with nuts, with anything, with cultural, with many things. It's up to you, like an artist, and the chocolate maker is an artist. So in this case, we replace it with a Hojicha. Let's taste it with the tea, maybe.
Actually, the taste of chocolate already is quite significantly reminds the taste of tea, actually.
Yeah.
So
it is like it's a good tea inside. Well, the quality of each ingredient is very important, but also the idea of this white chocolate is deliver an experience which is not sweet, because the problem of the white chocolate is always sweet. So here it goes into the direction herb, because the tea is herb, and then if you probably combine it with the tea, you have it more herb, you have it more bitter a little bit. So it's nice.
Actually, the combination is really different with the first one, because first one is more fruity. This not. Maybe I even like it. Actually, I like the both, but this a little bit more interesting because it's more kind of complementary. Because that one is a little bit beats the tea with the strongness.
Exactly. But it's also very interesting sometimes to combine tea chocolate with tea. Right, so that means that
like that Lubao tea.
Well, or like this one, because then you kind of eating or drinking two teas simultaneously, plus cacao, plus temperature, plus. So it's an interesting thing. I also, you know what I brought?
What?
This is an interesting bar. So when we speak about infusions, infusions is like how do you infuse something in the chocolate? Like in this case, it's clear. It's grind tea and then that's it. But for example, this chocolate is a very nice one. It's from someone who's in Italy, in Tyrol. They have beautiful factory. I know. Well, the advantage of knowing all those people and makers personally.
Visit them personally, of course.
And like, oh, can you make this for me? Can you tune that for me? That's also like it's very personal. So this guy, he makes, for example, chocolate. It's not on the market yet, but it will be in our chocolate and tea pairing set.
So it's also kind of private pre-sample.
Well, most of the products are the products which are quite hard to get here, even in a special, like you can never buy them in the supermarket, of course, but you can sometimes buy them in a chocolate shop, in a chocolate special boutique. But also in our set, there will be some products which are not available at all because they are limited or they are just...
Specially produced, like now you ask from that guys who are specially do for our set.
Yes, because I made this pairing in the summer, and then I discovered that the chocolate is not produced anymore. It's the same like with the tea.
Sorry, I don't want to make this job again.
No, but it's like the tea. They said, oh, the harvest is over. I mean, this chocolate is over. And so you tell them, like, people, can you go and search for me and do this? And they really do it for you. And that's why we have this chocolate back into the set. So this is interesting because this chocolate is gin infused.
Gin.
Gin, with gin.
So it's alcohol. I can drive after.
It is not an alcohol, but the question is how, like, there is no water in chocolate, technically. Yeah. There cannot be a drop of water because it kills chocolate. So they have a beautiful mold. I also wanted to show you, because you saw the other mold with Krat. Now you can see a different approach to the mold, and I like it. And that's where you see, okay, the individuality of each maker. So this guy is like making a little bit labyrinth and a little bit of, which is not, you can show like, people. So you can see that everyone is literally making art out of the mold as well, right? So that's important. Yeah. So the way you make that is that you take the beans. I
break it, it's right way.
You have the beans, you break it right. So you have the beans, yeah? The beans are inside of the chocolate fruit. This is a dry chocolate fruit. Normally it's big, huh? So this one is dry. The beans are inside, you have to peel them, but then you infuse, like you soak the beans in the gin, and then you dry it out because there is no water, should be left. And then the gin, so there is no alcohol. It just,
but you still have the best of the gin.
The best of the
gin. So it's a solution for people who like the smell and the taste of alcohol, but don't
still want to drive.
They still want to drive and don't want to have alcohol in the blood. Yes. So for example, I'm not drinking alcohol, but here I really feel this gin taste. Wow. It's also, you can have it with whiskey with this torf whiskey, I don't know, like malted whiskey. Yeah. So all the different things you can make out of the alcohol with chocolate. It's very interesting how, and I made a pairing with the gin, this chocolate, and another tea. So, and it will be in our set, and I think it's a quite a nice, like. Wow, this is special. This is special.
So you can see how it works. The interesting part of this set, tea and chocolate, what we are doing is, I thought it's not just only the different countries of the tea and different origins of the chocolate, but interesting would be to show all the range, like what is chocolate, right? So we can put, and we will put like a white chocolate, an example of, for example, alcohol-infused chocolate, or the chocolate which is smoked, or the chocolate, like, for example, I had one
with mushrooms.
With the mushrooms, I think we will make bonbons with mushrooms.
Wow.
Really. Because as I said, bonbons is a very elaborate craft where you need to really take care about expiry date, about textures, but our advantage is just because we have event right now, right here, we can, first of all, I can show how to make bonbons, and then we can make them in front of people, and then we can really taste something which is just freshly made in front of you, and with no with very fresh texture, with very fluffy texture, sometimes which you not expect in a bonbon.
I think you really don't need to miss that, because we will announce it. Please subscribe, or Rita in my Instagrams, whatever. You will have information. First we will do this event in Amsterdam, but later we will maybe just also like benefit each other with making our together session, because like you do your great chocolate sessions, like for many hours you can really create bonbons and whatever, and you know so much about chocolate, and I do the same with tea. And we decided, okay, we can do also not only the product, but we already decided to start, but also a masterclass, and you can also pair with us together and find a way how to pair, and also maybe we distinguish and find out some interesting new tastes, new pairings, definitely. But also you can create chocolate, and you can, I think it's wonderful. Also later, if you are interested in this type of events, you can reach us, doesn't matter who, and we can do it for you, whatever. It's kind of private experience. It's not cheap, of course, but we can do that.
But it's very special.
But because for us, it's also good to want to open, because each time we try, each time we find out something new. Like even now, I just have this idea with what idea do I have? I have an idea. I forgot.
It's okay.
we just talk.
It's okay. Well, there are too many ideas, to be honest, because. Well, I also thought what is interesting in this kind of event.
The idea of tea and bonbons, and they make a powder of some special tea, not like only matcha. Or okay, we have Lubao, we have Hojicha, but we can do oolong, or even I think already people do something.
To make a series, yes, but it's like it's also for me it would be interesting because it's specialized in especially your teas, and we do it just specially for this event. Normally, I have my range of bonbons. People who buy Carambole, so they know it.
Try this.
This work, right?
Yeah, I think this
works. It's stronger now.
Yeah, it was a different one. It's a red tea. It's a Huncha. It's a
red tea, green chocolate.
Yeah.
That's so, this is very. It's like even giving the flowers from. I mean, right?
Because
what is this tea? Can you tell something about it?
It's called Hei Cha, ruby red tea or black tea. How people call it differently depending on the origin. Because originally Chinese called black tea red tea, so it's a little bit messy. But yeah, so it's from Taiwan, and it's a mix of camellia assamic and camellia sinensis together. So it's a kind of jiajie.
It's a genetic or like.
Yeah. So it's a mix. It's a camellia sinensis and assamica together. It's a ruby black, so it's a little bit intense taste like assamica, but the aroma and aftertaste are more like camellia sinensis, and it's intense and really rich in flavor and taste. Really rich.
I love the aroma a lot. It's like it's very nutty. Well, it has this nuttiness and then it has these flowers. It's very.
People like it. I think it's one of the best red teas we have, especially for those who like the both, because some people like more lighter teas or more darker, more like assamica, strong tea. But this one has the both, so which is really special.
And it has this aroma like full body.
And you can brew it differently. You can brew it like a stronger, lighter, but this I brew like maybe stronger a bit. And I think that it really fits.
What is interesting also would be for visitors, for the guests, is that they can actually see, for example, we serve one tea and then we serve it with 3 different chocolate types.
Yeah.
So people can see.
Even 5, whatever.
Or even 5. Like, but what is like how the pairing is made and how different those things are coming together and how sometimes not matching and sometimes totally matching. It's just very, very exciting how sometimes one flavor and another flavor are just getting into the.
Wow, and this actually completely different, but also good.
With the gin?
Yes.
You see?
Yes, because it's also strong. Especially the smell. You see? Like, you see? The smell of the tea and the aftertaste of the chocolate together.
It's very strong.
Because it's intense, so these chocolates which are not so fruity, like these both are not so fruity in a way. They're more like deep. And this tea, which is intense, works in a good combination, I think.
It's interesting. What is this iron? What is this iodium? What is the flavor? Like saffron, iodium, a little bit aftertaste. I don't know how to. It's very well known.
I don't know how to call it. I call it a assamica taste, actually, because it's a typical for
a little bit like medicine, but it's in a way
a little bit medicine and
something from my childhood, but I cannot express it.
Yes, it's kind of this kind of a balsam, like menthol, a little bit menthol, menthol balsamic notes.
Maybe you know, right?
Like
it
menthol,
really reminds you directly on that stuff from the childhood, which they put on your skin or on your throat.
Iodium taste we have.
I think yes. Well,
but it's wonderful. Yeah.
What was it? It's very.
What I like is this type of tea. It's all natural. So it's all how we don't need any kind of artificial flavoring because we have so much products which are completely natural, and you can create insane taste. Let's talk a bit about your caramboles. Because I already look at them like,
already one
has disappeared. But
so you asked about the flavors, which are the weirdest flavors.
What is this?
This is not weird. I mean, this is the bonbon from. The idea of this bonbon was quite simple, to show vanilla.
It's beautiful.
Right? Yeah. The vanilla is something we know as a sweetener, as a delish, and that's it. So vanilla, inside of the bonbon, there is a vanilla, there is olive oil, and there are the beans and the salt. So the idea of vanilla is not sweeten your yogurt. The idea, if you know how vanilla looks like, now it tastes completely like the
it's
envelope.
Quite expensive, actually.
It is very expensive because it's a handmade process, everything. Oh, you also need to fertilize it by hand. So the thing is that vanilla has very deep and very like a gouache, right? Like this very deep, sour, dark profile.
Wow. Very good.
Yeah. And my idea was to show the sweetness of vanilla, but then go in darker. So you have a journey. It's not like you have a photo. You have a film in a bonbon. So you start with showing people what is the ingredients and what is the beauty of it. And then I combine it with the nibs, with a special chocolate, betulia, which if you sometimes chew the envelope of vanilla, if you chew those beans, they will remind you on this flavor. So I am taking them in order to show the other part of vanilla, which is not vanilla.
Wow.
And the salt. So it's almond, it's olive oil, it's vanilla, and the salt and the nibs. A little bit complicated, but
not even a little bit. But actually, what we discussed before, you said like, what's the most weird taste you have?
Well,
you like the weird, but people not almost or.
Well, I love, as I told you, like one day I thought, why people think that bonbons should be sweet? Why is it so? I mean, why wouldn't you break the rules and make bonbons salty?
Yeah.
It's just the same little thing, right? So, and then I thought, okay, I can make bonbons as an entremet for the dinner with, for example, seaweed, with tuna fish, with wasabi, with the, I don't know, like onion, with, the onion is now in the fresh collection, with garlic, with, I don't know, meat, I have it with saffron, with tomato, with dry meat and anything. Like I even made one bonbon for the wedding. They told me, like, sometimes for the wedding people say, okay, we want with our original ingredients. So we like.
I already start thinking about some original ingredient. Okay.
No, but really, like I love. My husband likes chicken, and I like maple syrup. And I thought, like, bingo.
Chicken with maple syrup.
No, but it's like a super top, right? Then you take the skin from the chicken, you glaze it in the maple syrup, you make it crispy, you put it in the bonbons with the same, and then it's just a crispy. Maple syrup chicken skin, which matches your curvature, and then it's just great because this is a special chocolate you find and the special ingredient. But this season, for example, and probably I'll bring it also to the tasting, I have two weird bonbons. The first one is sake and, well, the bonbons on the sake and oyster. So oyster flavor, as if you would drink it on the market with the sake. And the second one is miso caramel, like umami. And then croissant, and then onion, crispy onion. So it's weird because you asked the
weird. But it's good. But it's cool. Yeah, for me it's like I wanted mushrooms and onions and
mushrooms are great
and
because
garlic.
I had here one pairing with mushroom chocolate. There is chocolate with mushrooms exist, of course, and then we had this very earthy and very mushroomy tea, which come good together. But I thought better would be make the bonbon for the event with mushrooms and with maybe like stout beer or something like dark beer.
I just tried this free. And
now you're getting into the flavor, right?
I still think that this is the best.
Yeah?
That tea. You can try actually. Even this is good chocolate.
This chocolate was very hard.
Yeah,
to pair.
but this one is because of this gin note. It really works perfectly that tea.
I love this tea.
Yeah.
It's very, I mean, it's
and also
easy.
this tea is good to pair with because it's
strong and it's very like
yeah. So it's because chocolate is all the time strong and it often beats the tea, especially like lighter teas is much more difficult to pair. But this is it's
so we are here. What we also looking for is to, of course, to show people who know a lot about tea, people who maybe not know less about chocolate, but we will also show how to taste chocolate professionally, how to see what is good chocolate, what is not good chocolate, but also to present people this understanding of, okay, that's a very elaborate product. The chocolate, like chocolate is a luxury product, the same probably like a tea.
I think even like, we can say that maybe people also know chocolate and don't know tea. So this is why we get, like mutual contribution to the taste. So yes, soon, this one is like great. We need to figure it for next.
Okay, next set is already set.
Yeah. We almost. This is why. Yeah.
But this is a very creative process, and what we like to do with people is that we just taste it together, and the flavors, of course, like. Well, we have a lot, but each person, it's subjective, right? What do you feel? What do you like?
This is why we need to share. We need to share, and we will collect the experiences from all the crowd, and also we'll maybe create something. But
I think our match with you, like with Sergey and me, is interesting also because we are so deep into each craft, like you're in it and I'm in chocolate, and we are
focused on something.
We are completely focused, and also for the people would be interesting to see how is the process of making chocolate and what is the process of making bonbon and how do you create it, because I will definitely show it, right? How to work. I will temper chocolate, I will make it in front of us, in front of you, and so this is live process where you can ask questions and where you can really like see the process from inside. So I think it's a specialty of the event as well. It's not just drinking and eating together, it's about the process how to make.
But also it's drinking and eating is quite great experience even now. We just, okay, we eat it and drink it.
I just know how much we offer. I know how, like, I remember after your event I was like, please stop. It's like so, but it's interesting, but it's a lot. And this is our goal as well. We don't save on stuff. The goal is to show the whole variety of.
You can do it each day, but still, it's kind of, Actually, I want to ask you about the beans itself, because what we discussed before about this also contribution of responsible producers to the sustainability and so on. Of course, now it's a lot of greenwashing around, people who just talk about that, but what I can say about tea, like, okay, we try to be as transparency as possible. We have our own factory, we do it craft, we also supply our local staff and help to sustain those who are involved in our production and so on. Try to be reliable and try to, because we produce more high quality tea, so we can pay more for leaf, we can pay more for labor. So I think that as soon as you go higher in a product, you can contribute. I think the same with the beans.
Absolutely. Okay, let's put it this way. The first thing we are looking for is the best flavor ever of the chocolate.
Yes. So you care.
So how to get that? That's a question. So how to get the best ever possible flavor experience? Because the customers are buying, well, I mean, definitely they are buying the story, but they, of course, if it's not tasty, they don't buy it again.
The story not works.
Exactly. And we discovered that in order to get the best flavor, the whole chain should be matching that, right?
So, one.
Yes, this is a wild strawberry and kaffir lime, vegan.
Wow.
Vegan, which is good.
Okay, so.
Yes. With the beans, is like the beans is the key, right, for us. So it depends, of course, like where do they produce, how do they produce, who is producing, do people live out of this product? The families, can they really care about land, what they are, where is it growing?
They just work only for quantity, not quality. So
each of us actually can Google and to say, okay, craft chocolate. Okay, how is that produced? I can go Google and I can see that there it is fermented, there it is like transported, and and those people are doing it. So it's not fair trade, it's a direct trade. So this is way more valuable chain than the fair trade means like conditions of work which is not lower than actually
accessible. So not child labor there. We're not killing people.
No, but that's like no child labor is such a basic. I mean, we sometimes even ashamed to speak about that.
It's not something special. It just must be.
I think people making great money on just saying that we try to be child labor, and we're like already for 12 years trying that, and we still didn't succeed that, and no one can show the result.
I don't want to name the country and also the company, but as I know, with the tea was an issue. Like some company, big company, they just import the tea which pesticide level was too high, but they don't have any other alternative, and they go to the government. The government they give them kind of a paper like, you can import this if you promise that during 30 years you will make a solution for this problem.
Thank you.
Bingo! Great. It's a smaller company who also have maybe same problem, and they don't have an opportunity to have this paper. We just, you bring in pesticides, you are so bad, we ban you, we close your company, we make some whatever. So I heard that it was some other country, not here, and also other business, but still it depends. You must really care. This is why I don't like when people make too much points on this. We do that sustainable. We sustainable. Okay, be just responsible.
Exactly.
And just show it.
It's so obviously what you have to do. This is why
we may be imperfect in a way, and people look at my videos because I thought. Filming thousands of videos from the factory, say, that is duty, this is imperfect, but it's real. And I've worked with that people, and they care about the product. They make a test, they make anything what we can and what we need to do, which is obligatory for food control and so on. But still, I try to be kind of be reliable, not just like we talking something, but let it be real. Let it be just
the same with the beans. I mean, normally, like for the bulk chocolate, where you don't care about quality at all, you just have beans which are molded, which is wrongly fermented, wrongly transported, like anything. Sometimes here in Amsterdam, that's the biggest port for import for the beans, right? You open the containers, it's just a mold smell because It's
and what
not.
do they do with that after just
Your favorite chocolate, milk chocolate, please.
Yeah.
So there are several ways to do things. If the things went completely wrong, like a wrong
it can be
quality.
still kind of not. It can be still healthy, so it's not okay. But you need to
It is not
process
healthy,
somehow.
but you have to roast them very high.
In
Like
this
it's a
case, you
high
kill
roast
the
coffee.
mold.
You kill the mold.
But also we kill the smell and kill the taste,
the taste.
and kill everything.
Well,
so
if there were
it can be
taste.
just a pulp after. Or
Yes. Or you make a milk chocolate out of it, because milk chocolate contains, in the supermarket, contains like, I don't know, like 25% or 30% of the beans.
Wow,
and
so
the rest
much.
is milk and, well, exactly. And the rest is sugar.
Yeah.
So you never feel what is the bean in the milk chocolate. I have a great chocolate which I will bring for the tasting, which is like dark milk chocolate 55. So 55 of the bean.
Oh, which we tried, I think. It's one
We
of the
did, and that's
yeah.
really like, it's a very nice approach to the milk chocolate. It's still milk chocolate, but it's about the bean. You can hear, you can feel the quality of the bean in the milk chocolate, which is quite,
Yeah, special.
And for the beans, is like I said, bulk quality. Well, like bulk beans will cost you like €1 a kilo, and we pay even, I don't know, like €10 or €13. It depends on the.
I need to pile it, but I forgot.
I also have some chocolate. I will bring it that is made out of the wild beans. So not plantations, but
From
wild.
jungles.
Yeah, you have a great boat. You go to like we go for the mushrooms, they go for the beans. So you go with.
And it's different taste also. So the same with wild tea. Actually, what we have, like tea from the trees, because root system are rich, it has more nutrition, and we have specific.
The older like trees, and the genetic is better, and so on and so on. So it's also
and
the same.
Soil.
It's also the same in the chocolate. But I love this wild cacao. I remember that bar. It was really nice. It was like roses. Like you eat roses suddenly, which are there are no roses in it, but suddenly they are.
So
like,
such taste just from the.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's very interesting for them as well, because it's really something very seasonal, very. Like you harvest something wild in a jungle, you bring it the big boat of the cacao fruits, and then you make chocolate out of this little, like very rare, limited amount of beans from this exactly forest. That's it. People really do it.
So what I really find out of our discussions, because it's not the first discussion, but really match our products and our personalities. What I see that really the chocolate and the beans, the same, more important, the origin and how it's harvested, and it's all can be different depending on the technology and how you harvest and when you harvest and where you harvest and so on. Who is making and so on, and also with the chocolate. And the same with tea, so each year is different. So it means that now we're developing our first tea and chocolate pairing set. It will be limited, so below in the description you can find the links to Rita website or our website. You can find it there. I hope you like it, and also please stay tuned for our events. You can also reach us, as I already told, for if you want us some there with the special presentations. I think it's really unique because we are quite unique in a way, I hope. So thank you, Rita. It was a wonderful experience.
Yes.
We will do.
I mean, we could talk for hours.
Okay.
Now we switch off the camera. What do you think about this? What do you think about that?
We can discuss it even longer. But I hope please leave a comments, because for me, especially important is my new English channel is not so big. But please share the video to friends and leave the comments. Subscribe to our Instagrams and so on.
And check our updates, because the chocolate sets will be changing. I think we have so much stuff to present.
Yeah, please ask questions below. So for next video, we maybe prepare some like tea to chocolate talk.
Yes.
This will be based on your questions. So thank you very much for watching, for your time. See you again.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.